Myself as a director in the past, I was faced with not knowing certain content areas well enough to really be able to administer those areas. And as a SPED director out in the field, I found that I was really tapping into the service center a lot. And there was a gentleman, Mickey Edwards, who mentored me in this role. Mickey created just an environment where you knew you could call on him and he'd come back out and support you, or he'd do what he needed to. But there wasn't really a follow-up shared collaborative process in place.
So we saw an opportunity to kind of dig a little deeper with our special ed directors, just going from just straight compliance and things that they need to know to an opportunity for them to grow together. And John had a great idea to grow that group, not just to be new directors, but directors that want to dig deeper into their work.
For me, as the special ed liaison, I thought, well, what if we were able to take kind of the uniqueness of this role as a liaison, really with some autonomy to do some things different and innovative back in our regions, and then create kind of a shared learning community of individuals who wanted to be part of that process, come together monthly and follow up our directors' meetings with more in-depth conversations and discussions, and build that out around topics and themes that really apply to that role.
So we often, want to use that term that I'm a new director or new at my job, not just for the first year, but for 3, 4, 5 years later maybe. And this gives them that opportunity in a smaller group setting, a more intimate setting, to share some of those ideas, things that they're going through, and also dig deeper into different subjects than maybe we have time for in a large general meeting.
This is my second year to be a part of the Academy. Last year I moved into this position in August. It was an entirely different world. Talked to John at the very beginning. Region 12 has been instrumental in my ability to be successful, but this academy in particular, he said, don't worry, we've got you.
I think it's vital that, especially new directors, that we have an opportunity to have a collegial atmosphere where we are able to get together in a safe environment. I think, when you're at directors' meetings and there's a lot of seasoned veterans, you might be a little more reluctant to ask questions and say, wait, what about this? Because you might be a little fearful that people are thinking, you really should know that, or why don't you know that?
It's a safe space. It's a good place to come in and talk. They get in the room, close the door, solve real world problems, and nothing like talking to your colleagues who are actually working the same set of problems you are to come away with good answers. So like I very often say, when you put the right people in the room and work on the right question, you get really good solutions, and that's what we've seen out of this.
Not everybody in that room is new. There are some seasoned veterans in there as well, but they're ones who are there to stand in and help mentor the rest of us. And there's just so much comfort in that. This connection that we've made, not just with Region 12, but John has fostered that among the rest of us as well. So we're there to lean on each other.
I know John has put together a number of different dashboards, and I've utilized every single one of them, all the way from the one that's available for special ed directors. We also utilize the one, the ARD Buddy, with our teachers, and I've used that to grow organizational capacity, within our district with all of our special education teachers. There's always a resource available to us that way.
The regions that do not have this, I highly encourage them to look into putting something in practice. The value added to my position and to my district because of the Leadership Academy is, I can't even tell you how much value. I mean, it has increased my capacity to do my job tremendously.